My guest today is Carolina Imperial, a local singer-songwriter. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Tell us about your background. I saw on Instagram that you perform for large audiences, weddings, different social events. But how did you get into music?
So I started when I was in 6th grade. They actually plugged me into choir as an elective just to fill up my schedule.
Oh.
And I was very, very shy. I was not singing.
Mm-hmm.
So I came home with a 40, and that did not go well.
Okay, well, great.
You have all heard of the famous chancla flying across the room. That actually happened to me because I came home with a failing grade.
Oh, okay.
And I did not have a choice but to start singing. And while I was doing so, the pianist very kindly suggested about UIL competitions and said, hey, I think you have a really talented voice. I think you can do something with this. Yes.
Yeah.
And she pulled me off to the side and she kind of steered me along the way.
Oh.
Huge shout out to Mr. Demetrius Ethley. He was the choir director back there. We'll never forget him.
Love our teachers.
Yeah.
And so we were talking earlier, you're pretty unique as a singer-songwriter. You usually find these folks in small venues, bars, restaurants. You love large crowds. So how did you find your way into that niche?
So throughout my choral history, I started listening to more and more of the mariachi music that I found at home, just through different CDs back in the day for the kids that are listening to us. So CDs, cassettes from Juan Gabriel, Vicente Fernandez, Rocío Dúrcal, and I found a calling to that. So I wanted to do it the right way. I headed down to San Antonio with Miss Michelle Quintero. She's currently at I believe the University in San Marcos teaching mariachi program now. So with Michelle Quintero with Campanas de Americas, where I learned to sing mariachi music. And from there, it just started growing. I would see any local event that I could perform at festivals. Remember the Fort Worth Fiesta back in the day. I was one of the talents there. Of course, never got the headliner spot. I was about 15 years old, and I would be placed, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Still so grateful and would sing my heart out to all the people.
You're clearly very proud of your Mexican heritage. We have Hispanic Heritage Month coming up. Talk about what that means to you when you go to schools, you talk to kids about Mexican history and music, and tell us about that.
Yes, it's very important for me to promote my culture and the roots. I'm a DACA recipient, so I've been living here in Southside Fort Worth for about 28 years. I'm originally from Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. And being a bilingual speaker, having my Mexican heritage and my love for Fort Worth, for Texas, it's just been a privilege to be able to reach out to the community and bring them the resources they need. Also, we have amazing music programs in our schools. Choir is one of the most competitive fields. It's as competitive as football, I want to say, or cheerleading, but it's really not talked about. So that is a very easy way that girls and boys can get scholarships to go to college.
Okay, keep that in mind. Tell us about your upcoming events.
Yeah, so I want to invite everybody to come out in Sundance Square, Friday, September 22nd. We're going to be there singing with Mariachi Conquistadores from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I have made a commitment to make the show completely bilingual.
Oh,
so it's going to be a little challenging because it's a long set, yeah. But I want to make it very inclusive and talk about the different regions, different genres within the mariachi music. There's still different rhythms that I would love to share with you guys.
Okay, I know our Northside High School has an incredible national award-winning mariachi band. So Fort has a good history of this.
Yes, they're amazing, and I have a lot of friends. There's some vocal students that belong to that mariachi band as well.
Wonderful. Plug your social media.
Yeah, so I would invite everyone to follow me on Instagram, YouTube, obviously all of the digital platforms like Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Carolina Imperial.
Okay, wonderful. It's been a pleasure learning about your history. Thanks for what you do for Fort Worth, teaching kids and the community about Mexican heritage. We look forward to everyone enjoying Hispanic Heritage Month, and best of luck in your career.
Thank you so much. And if you're an educator, anything related to Fort Worth School District, please reach out to me. I would love to come out to your school and do a volunteer program for your students.
Wonderful. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.